my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. Today I have a giant palette haul. These are all palettes that I bought in the month of March. I went a little crazy. There were some good deals. I had planned a couple of them and then life went crazy and I decided to splurge a little bit more than I should have. But I got some really fun things in here, some things that I have been wanting for a while, and I'm excited to show them all to you. We're gonna start with the Too Faced palette that I got. This is the little Clover palette, and they were doing a Women's Day or something like that special, where if you spent a certain amount of money, you got free lipsticks. So I did pick up 2 free lipsticks, and I picked up this guy, and then I got a gift for a friend as well. It's for her birthday, so I'm not gonna show it to you guys. But I wanted to do a couple swatches from this palette. I have not used basically any of these. I've done a little bit of play with a few of them, but then I have been working through my single shadows, trying to see which ones I like and which ones I don't. So there they are. I love the shimmers that Too Faced does, and their mattes are usually really nice and smooth as well. So this one I think is super cute. I think it was nice. Part of the reason I also put in an order for 2 items was for the free shipping minimum. And I thought, you know what? Free shipping, 2 free lipsticks makes it a much better deal. The next one I got was from Marc Jacobs. This was on their website and they did like 50 or 60% off of all of their palettes. So I decided to pick up this one. I've heard nice things about it. I liked the color story. I really love this kind of reddy shade. And it just looked like it was pretty versatile, that I could find some good looks for everyday wear, as well as, you know, something maybe a little bit more grungy, more fun as well. Oh. So the matte seems a little patchy. It didn't go on quite nice, but oh my gosh, that shimmer went on like butter. Like, it is so nice and smooth. I'm really excited to play with this. I think I did one look with this before I went into my single shadows, but I can't remember. I think I used this shade right here, that nice light shimmer shade in the middle. This is the Flamboyant palette, by the way. It's one that they did, I think, for holiday. I don't remember when. Next up is from Huda Beauty. This is the only one of these little guys that I didn't have, and it came back on their website, and I was very excited because I thought I was going to have missed it. And I've decided I'm so close to having all of the Huda Beauty palettes that I'm just going to go for it. So this one wasn't originally on my list, but I did pick it up, and looking at it now, I'm really excited about it. We have to do this blue because that just looks so pretty. And then I tried to do a shimmer and a matte from each one. So a little bit of fallout with those. That's what they look like. Those are really pretty. I love that purple. It went on really well. And I know purples can sometimes be a little difficult. So I'm really excited about that one as well. I forgot to say what palette this was. This is the Electric Obsessions. And I have coral and smoky and topaz and ruby and all of them. So yeah. Got this, got for free shipping, also did the Women's Day thing, which was like buy one, get one free on the lipsticks. So made it more worth my while than just buying the palette by itself with without free shipping. I put in an order to Beautylish. It was my first time ordering with Beautylish, but they had a whole bunch of things on sale, and then they had a deal where if you spent $100, you got a $20 gift certificate. That's good through the end of the year, so I still have that. I have a palette that I'm planning to get with it. But I got some things that I had my eye on for a while. I showed you a couple of the lipsticks in my last video, and then this is the palette I've really wanted. This is the Natasha Denona Coral palette, and I know this had mixed reviews. It kind of reminds me of the Cranberry palette, which is one of my favorite palettes. I wear that one quite a bit. I just love her formula. So I know that's like not the most striking color, but the pans do move around a lot, but that is because you can pop them out and rearrange them and stuff, which is kind of nice. That peach is so beautiful. I can't wait to wear that on my eyes. And I'm really enjoying that cranberry kind of shade as well. Yeah, this is just one that I've had my eye on since it came out and just decided to splurge, and then, you know, wasn't planning to splurge quite as much as I ended up. The other palette I picked up from Beautylish is this Kevyn Aucoin Jewel Pop. This is a face and eye palette. It just looked super pretty and a little different than the other Kevyn Aucoin that I have. And I do like the Kevyn Aucoin that I have, but I really wanted to try more of his face products. So this blush looked beautiful, and this seemed like a really nice sculpting medium. A better color for me than a lot of the other bronzers and stuff that are out there. So I'm going to swatch a few things. That's beautiful. And then we'll swatch the blush as well. So that's a really nice mix of shades in there. And that is super foiled, that eyeshadow. I think this is going to be another one that's going to be super fun to play with. I like that there's a mix of colors in here. So I feel like it's more of a holiday, I think, with the jewel tones, but I still feel like I could get some good use out of it in the spring and summer as well. All right, next up is from NARS. This is a palette that I had wanted since it came out. It's a Nordstrom exclusive. So I was waiting for Nordstrom to do a sale, and when they did, I picked it up. It was only 15% off. I wish it was a steeper discount, but unfortunately that was all that they were offering. I really love this type of a NARS eyeshadow. I have several of the palettes that are this size. I started with the Wanted palette, and my love has just grown from there. That one seemed a little patchy, that red. Or this burnt kind of shade. Yeah, I think that's one that you're gonna need to build up a little bit, which is fine since it's such a dark shade. Sometimes you want something that isn't going to be super opaque and not move around very well, but that shimmer is gorgeous, that gold. I'm really excited for that one too. I just really liked the color story because, once again, lots of neutrals in here, but then some beautiful pops of color right there in the middle that just gives it a little bit more depth and makes it a little more interesting. Next up is something that I got from Nordstrom Rack or Haute Look. Can't remember, they go together, they're the same company. And this is the Bare Minerals Floral Utopia palette. I was putting in an order and I saw this and I was like, you know what, that is super pretty. I think I want to pick that one up as well. I've got a couple of perfumes in that order, which I can't wait to tell to you about as well. This is just a really pretty colors. That matte swatched so beautifully. That is such a gorgeous color. The shimmer, not quite as good. It seemed a little patchy on, wanted to kind of break up as I was putting it on instead of sticking together like a lot of the other ones like these ones do. Kind of sticks to itself to make it more opaque, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But still something I think is fun to play with. I picked up something from the drugstore. I know there's one drugstore palette in here. This is Sugar Rush from Flower Beauty. This was at my grocery store and I was really shocked because I haven't seen Flower Beauty in a lot of places lately. I mean, I don't shop at Walmart, but I know that I've heard that it's not in Walmart as much. And part of the reason why I never look for it there is none of the stores around me seem to have ever carried it in the first place. But I found this at a different grocery store. I thought the color story was beautiful. I just love pinks and purples. Like, that's been my favorite colors since I was little. It's really hard to get into the pans. I think an eyeshadow brush is probably easier than a finger because fingers are just, you know, a little wider than a brush. And it does come with a brush, and it says that the brush, so they are kind of patchy. That purple was disappointing. The brush is supposed to be a $6 value, which I think is kind of funny because most of us don't use the brushes that come in our palettes just because they're not quite as nice as ones that you buy by themselves. This seems like a fairly nice brush. I wouldn't do it as a universal brush for this type of an eyeshadow palette though. But I'm excited to play with it. It was like $15, so actually kind of expensive for a drugstore eyeshadow. So I got interrupted and I didn't get to finish this video yesterday. So new day, new sunlight, because I use a lot of natural lighting when I film, and once the daylight goes, I just can't film. Anyway, the next things I have, the next things I have are both from Urban Decay. These are the Born to Run or On the Run palettes. And I grabbed 2 of them when they were 50% off at Sephora. This is the G Train, and I got it because the greens just looked really pretty, and so did that gold. Oh my gosh, I know. I said I was only going to swatch 2 things, but I'm swatching 3 because I just wanted to see how that gold would perform. So that green actually is kind of nice, that matte, because it's not super bold. And for somebody who's super pale, I need to sometimes like things that I can build up. I kind of talked about that a minute ago, but excited about that one. I think the color story is quite nice because you do have a nice neutral look with just a little grunginess that you can add in. Then the other one I picked up was Shortcut, and this is the more pink and reds, and I just thought this looked super pretty. I debated whether or not to go and get another one too, and then I decided not to in the end because I was like, how many palettes are you going to order? These were like $12.50, so not too bad. That peach is a very nice shade for, that's definitely one that will get some use. And that's an interesting glitter. It's a different type of formula than the other 2. It's more chunky and sheer. So that's that one, and then that's what it looks like. Another quick look at it. Nice dark brown there too. Also on sale at Sephora was this next palette. So I heard a lot of mixed things about this Strawberry Dream palette from Lunar Beauty, but I decided when it went on sale that I was going to pick it up. I wanted the free gift too. I feel like there was a point perk thing that you could, not a point perk, but you know when you have the little codes to redeem. Anyway, I've worn this a couple times, mostly the ones in the middle and then the shimmers. I haven't tried any of these up here, but I really liked Sunset. That was one I wore, and then I think I did Sweet Dream, and they both worked really well. Like, there's a lot of pigment with that Sweet Dream. I just really liked the colors. I'm really drawn to pinks and purples, and there's just so many pinks in here, and also like a beautiful gold, a couple purple, more purpley shades. I liked it so far. I kind of wish it smelled like strawberries. Like, that would make it even better to me, but alas, what can you do? This next one was expensive, and I think there might have been 10% off or something, but still you had to pay shipping and stuff. But I've heard so much about it. It's the Enduring Love palette from Sydney Grace. This is the first thing I've ever tried from them. I thought the layout, the colors were really beautiful. And what really got me are the names. So I'm gonna read you the names really fast so that you can see why I got it. So you have Romeo and Juliet over here. Then we have Darcy and Elizabeth over here, which that was what sold it for me because Pride and Prejudice is like my favorite thing ever. Then we have Albert and Victoria. I don't know if anybody watches Victoria, but I love that show too. Boaz and Ruth, I'm still not sure who they are. Robert and Deanna, and John and Abigail. And then in between are Devotion, Passion, and Cherish. Just some beautiful shades. This is the lighter one because they had a deeper version as well. I've worn Elizabeth and Darcy. Those were the ones that I jumped into in the first place. So I'm going to do one matte and one shimmer just so you can kind of get an idea of them. And just look at how beautifully, like, I have a scar underneath Elizabeth, that purple, and you can't even see it. It goes on so smooth and just covers so beautifully. And then the brown, it's really nice. I've worn it a few times. This is probably the palette I've worn the most out of all of these. And yeah, I quite enjoyed this one, and I can't wait to wear it some more. All right, next up is a set that I got. ColourPop was having a sale, and they had a vault, and I had wanted to get this vault before. I'm pretty sure. I know I got the one that had like the 6 palettes earlier, but this is like all of the pastels. So I have Lilac You a Lot, Baby Got Peach, Strawberry Shake, Going Coconuts, and Mint to Be. We're gonna start with Mint to Be because it's the easiest one. It's all these beautiful light green shades. Now I know you can do a monochromatic look. I don't know so much if I would do that or if I would do something similar to what I have on today, which is like, you know, a brown in the, actually you could do that in the crease, and then just something light, a pop of color. I feel like that's more what I would like. I like these because these do not have the chunky glitters. At least this one does not. I don't like chunky glitters. I don't wear them. These do have a little bit of fallout. Maybe I pressed a little hard, but really beautiful payoff. I do love ColourPop shadows, and I've kind of gotten to the point where I want to do the rainbow of all of them now, which I know I don't need to, but I still have that temptation. Then we have Going Coconuts. And this one was probably the one that I've heard so much about, but when I look at it, I'm like, but this is what I'm gonna wear like to work. These are the shades that I work with when I'm doing looks for work, or even when I'm doing like a red lip like today. You need something a little bit more subdued. Once again, quite a bit of fallout, so I would definitely do your eyes first before, you know, putting on your foundation. You're gonna have a lot of fallout with these, is my assumption. I could be wrong. I'll see how they perform. That one also did not have chunky glitters, which is really good. Strawberry Shake, this is the one I was most excited about because, like I said, I just love those pinks. They're just so pretty. We're gonna do that bright pink one because, oh my gosh, and it has little micro glitter in it, like pink shimmer, that's what I'm trying to say. And then we'll do the one right above it because those are the shades that I like the best. Now the pink didn't seem to have as much fallout. The shimmer has a little bit, but not as bad as the first two. But that's what it looks like. All right, Lilac You a Lot. Once again, also no chunky glitters, which always makes me happy when I open up a palette. We're gonna do that brightest purple. This is kind of similar. I see some overlap with the, not the Ooh La La, it's My Pleasure palette. But I do think they're different enough that they would complement each other fairly well and would be a nice to use together instead of having one or the other. So yeah, that one's really pretty too. Like I said, I really love pinks and purples. That's kind of my jam. And then finally, we have Baby Got Peach. This one does have chunky glitter, so that's going to be a super chunky glitter right there. That one is not going to be used for on my face anyway. I just don't like glitters. I don't like how they can, you know, damage eyes and all that type of things. They're just not really safe to use. Once again, some fallout, which is kind of disappointing, but that's what they look like. If you've been keeping track, that is 17 palettes. I have one more palette to go. This is one that I picked up in the very beginning of March before everything closed. I picked this up on tjmax.com. Somebody in a makeup group that I am on Facebook posted it, and I went and jumped on it fairly quickly. My mother does have a TJ Maxx card, so she actually purchased this for me because there was it was a better deal. I think you got free shipping, unlike if you did not. But it is one of the Pat McGrath Mothership palettes. It was $89 instead of $129 or $100, however much they are. They're very expensive. And the packaging is so gorgeous. The box did come a little damaged. I had to fix this in. It's still not perfect, but it's a lot better than it was. And this is one box that I will definitely be keeping because it's just stunning. The palette itself, it has like little hieroglyphics kind of things on it. Ooh, that you could see my camera and everything in it. But there's a little PM and then an L, a little crown, and then an I. The mirror, I can't really show you the mirror, but it's beveled. It's really cool. I've never seen a beveled mirror in a palette, which kind of adds to the luxuriousness of this, I guess. And there are 10 shades. This is the Mothership. Oh my gosh, which one is this? It's very hard to read on these. Midnight Sun. So this is BI6. I had to think about my Roman numerals for a minute. I'm going to swatch them all because why not? It's a really expensive palette and might as well. I have worn this a couple times and I did like the quality of the shadows. I thought they went on very well and they lasted well. The black or the dark brown had a little bit of fallout, but I kind of went in a little hard on it. Probably shouldn't do that with a Pat McGrath palette because they're pretty expensive. And then we're gonna do the next ones. So there's like a shimmer formula, there's a matte formula, and then there's what like her special formula, which are like these, and they just feel different. It's kind of like a glitter, but it's not the same. It's like a very fine glitter formula, if that makes any sense at all. It doesn't feel chunky at all, but it doesn't feel like the shimmer. And I think you can tell the difference between those two swatches, the 3 swatches over here. They feel different. I'm trying to make sure I also get my finger dry before, in between each one. I am wearing sweatpants today, so it's a good thing. Wipe off the swatch, dry my fingers on my pants. Not what I normally would do by any means. So that's what they all look like. I'm very excited to play. This is probably not my first pick. This is maybe my 3rd pick. The one I really wanted was the one that she turned into the Star Wars palette. That was limited edition, but that sucker went so fast. And then with the start, when she made it into a Star Wars palette, it like just a big mess, and it sold out so fast. I wouldn't even try. I don't want to pay $125 or $130 for a palette. I want it to get it on sale. I want to get sale on sale if I can. I have a palette that's a sale on sale that's coming in my Sephora palette, or my Sephora sale haul, which is coming. Yeah, I don't want to pay a whole bunch of money. I recognize like that this is amazing packaging. Like this is gorgeous, luxurious, very quality, and the shadows feel really beautiful too, but man, they're expensive. And as a normal person, I just can't. I mean, are they better than the ColourPop? Yeah, they're better than ColourPop, but how much better? Not quite sure. Anyway, those are my 18 palettes that I purchased in March. I know, craziness. Let me know if you have any of these palettes, if you've been interested in any of these palettes, if you have seen any other sales lately that have been tempting for you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. I hope you are all having a fantastic day. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.